no gold is not enough.
Welcome guys, welcome to this video. So in this video I want to implement delete feature. So when a user deletes the profile or leaves the platform, the user image gets deleted from the folder, from the server, as well as user data goes deleted from the database. So we have this on the in the index.php. We are showing the username and image currently only, and if I go to user profile, we are showing this form. So I'm going to arrange it a bit more proper way. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the page user profile, and here I'm going to display the content. So what I basically intending is half page is going to show us the form and half page will show us the detail, and there we will implement the delete feature. And so to do this, what are we going to do? I'm going to go to the user profiles.php, and we have our content going on here. If you guys close this, you can see that we have to HR, then the title, then this is the row which is showing us this whole form. So what I do here is I simply going to leave it this way. I'm going to create a div row. I'm going to cut this and put in this one. Alright, so a little bit so that it looks better. Alright, I saved this and let's see how it looks. So now it is looking fine. So we have it the form in the right side. Now we can show the user data that we are showing here, and we are not getting the user image. We need to check this as well. So inspect this, and it says people 19 PNG. So if I go to the directory of my project here in public user image, we don't have any folder, so I might have deleted it, so I'm going to upload it again. So before doing that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into the index, because here we are getting the data. So here we are saying if it's set user, then we are getting this details here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this code. I'm going to go into the user profile. Inside here we need to say div with the class of row, and alright, so we have image showing up here. So if it's set session user image, it is going to display then if this session variable is set. Now for the directory, we are in user profile. So to go into the public, we need to get out one directory. So we need to put this, and I'm going to save this. Let's go to browser to see what happens there. So okay, we don't have the image, so let's put the image. So I go John and I add an image and update. So we just updated the image. So I'm going to create another div here, and I'm going to say div with the class of cod. Now this is a bootstrap class, so don't worry if you are not familiar with it. It's just going to add a bit of designing, nothing more than that. We just want to show our form to be good looking, so I don't want to spend too much time on CSS, so I'm using these classes. If you want to read about these, you can search about Bootstrap. So I'm going to save this, and if we go to the browser, it looks like this. Now we need to add a button. I'm just going to add at the bottom of it, so let's do that. So name remove image. This is going to be we refresh and we get a button with the remove image. So from here, I'm going to include the icons as well. I want an icon here that displays a trash bin that we click and it removes the image. So to add it into project, you can simply go Google and then Font Awesome. If you're familiar with Font Awesome, that's great. If you're not, then it's a good thing to include. You can simply say here Font Awesome CDN to first include it into your application. So here we have the CDN CSS file, so I'm going to copy this here. I'm going to go to our application. Now I want to create a file that is going to include all the CSS files. So for our Bootstrap, for Font Awesome, or if any other CSS library we are going to use, we should have all those libraries in single file. So what I do, I go inside the includes. I'm going to create a file named styles.php, and I'm going to paste a link here to the CSS link, and here in href I'm going to paste the CDN. Alright, now we also using Bootstrap CDN, so I can cut this from here and I'm going to paste it in our this application, this file, sorry. So on top, Bootstrap. So we have both files at one place. So if you want to change or update any of these files, you know that you just need to go into styles.php and it will update the CSS file throughout your project. Now in index here we are going to include this, so we need to start PHP and PHP tag, and we are going to say include. Now we need to go to this is the index.php, so from the index.php simply go to includes / style.php, and that's it. So we have include and then we have styles.php. So if I go to the site of ours, our application, we still have our Bootstrap working here. If I go to view page source, and there we can see our Font Awesome is showing up, which is working fine. Now if I go user profile, and now let's see how we are loading there. So we go to user profile and we are calling the Bootstrap here as well. So we don't need to call Bootstrap like here this way. We simply need to include that file this time. So it's going to be dynamic. So it's going to get it from there. But this user profile is inside pages, so we need to go one folder out. And that's the thing you need to care about. So we have this. It is going to take care about the styles. So if I go to the here and refresh, we should have our Bootstrap still working, and it is working. We page source, and we have Font Awesome here as well. So now I need the Font Awesome icons, so I go back and then you're going to type the icon. I'm going to say trash. So we have the trash bin here, and we can click on it, and you will see this tag that we need to copy, the HTML tag. I click on this, it copies that. Now I go to the form. I'm going to paste this, and let's see if it loads the icon. So I go to the browser and refresh. It's giving us this F1, F8. I think I need to include one more CDN, so I go back and let me go to CDN here. So it's going to be all.min.cscss. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go into styles.php, and I'm going to put a link and then the CSS. Save this, go here, refresh, and we have the icon. Now we can do this way. We can create a button instead, and inside button I'm going to put this, and I say delete. All right, so it's going to be everything the same except the value. I'm going to copy and paste here. I'm going to remove this input. Now I'm going to go to the browser to see how it looks. Now we have button with the icon in it. So now we need to work on the click of this button. This image should delete. So here I put a HR, and here I say action going to be, and the method, so method going to be post. Currently we are in user profile, which is inside pages. So for the action we need to get out of this directory, then we need to go into processes, and then we are going to go into process remove. So I'm going to create this remove and .php. Now I'm going to go into any other file that we already have and going to copy some code. So we are starting a session including database. So this portion is quite going to be common. So I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to end the statement. Now here we are looking for submit. All right, so remove image. Remove image. So it is going to look for that. Now I'm going to say echo. Remove. All right, this event fired. Let's check that. So I go to the browser and I'm going to refresh. Now when I click this, it says remove it fired. So we are working. So we're going to update this on the table. So we're going to say here update. Now if I go here into the database, we have this table users, and we want to update the user underscore image. So I want to say update users set user underscore image, and we are going to say null. All right, to verify that this is correct, we can run this SQL query before running here, and that's always a better idea to do that way. I've always prefer that. So if you go here and for example I put this query, now we know user.png, we can put that there, but here it is going to update the both for both the users. We want to make sure it is updating for the current user, so we need to put that here as well. Where and ID. Now we need to get the ID of user, and if you remember in the login we are setting the user ID. So if I go to login process here, and we are setting the session value user underscore ID, so we can use this value. So I'm going to call this ID log to session user ID, and I'm going to pass this in here. All right, now let's see if our query is good or we have some error in it. So I go to browser and I'm going to say here where ID equals 2. So we are just going to set this to null. So if I hit go, it runs. If I get a browse, we get null. Now for now I'm going to put it here because we know that it was user.png. I'm going to restore it from here, but our query works just fine, so we know this is going to work. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to say to be the query, and make sure you have the database included. We are including it here, so all should be fine. Now here $result, and this header function going to use location I'm going to pass to that location. Now remove is inside processes, and we want to send user back to user profile, so dash, and then we need to go into pages dash user profile, and spellings are something I need to care about. Now we're going to pass a query string, and to do that we can say success. All right, and we can put exit here. So I'm hoping everything is good now. I'm going to put a check for the success so that we can display the user image removed successfully. So go to here, and we're going to set just here below this form, they're going to be, so I have the PHP tag already open, so we can include it inside it. So we can say here, if is set $_get, and we are checking for success, and we need to check if here. All right, I'm gonna close this PHP tag and start again, and we can give an alert to user. Let's check if it is working or not. So we go to browser, and we're going to go back. I'm going to refresh the page, and when I click this, we get the user image removed successfully. If I refresh, so we need to go into database and check here. So you can see that the image is set to null. Now there are a few things we need to correct. We need to remove the image from the sessions so that this image will be hidden. It's not going to be here anymore. Also, if I go into the directory of our user, we still have the image here, so we need to delete from here too. So let's do that. So to remove image from the session here, so when we are saying okay, result is fired, so we can say here $_ session, and we set the image with the name of user _ image, set it to empty string. All right, and we also need to remove the image which is from the directory. So we know the image, and we also have user ID that we can use. So I'm going to go and get that too here. So what are we going to do here? I'm going to create a variable, remove image from directory. All right. So what we're going to do here, because we need to use the user ID, and because the directory, the folder name, if you remember, it's the user ID. So we're going to use that. So we're going to say here, so we are inside the processes, so we are going to go one folder out, then we are going to go public, and inside public we have the user images, so it's going to be user images / then we are going to pass this, and then / again, and dot. Now here we have the image, so we need the image, and we're going to put here, so the image name is inside this variable, and we can now use a PHP function, which is a function called unset, and we can pass this variable. All right, and we need these session values to be emptied after this unset, because we're using them here, so we cannot empty them here. Otherwise, if the user image name is empty, it's not going to work. So we can even use the same PHP function the same way. So we can put this like that, and we're going to cut this like this, and user ID cut from here and put it here. Alright, so I'm going to save this, and I missed a So if you are unsetting a variable, you will be using unset. Now when you will deleting a file, you will be saying unlink. This is also a PHP function. So this is responsible for deleting the file. Now we are deleting the file here, and then we are unsetting the variables. Now it should be working. So if I go to the file, we still have the image. Now I go to browser and refresh, and I hit delete. It is removed from here. Now if I go to directory, we have the folder, but there is no image with that. No name, it's gone. So even if you want to, you can delete the directory for that user if you this directory is in no use. So you can see that how we managed to add the user image, and we can delete the user image. Now if I go to directory, the user image is now there. Now if I want to delete it, it's removed from the session as well as from the directory. So we are deleting the image successfully. Let's delete the user profile straight away as well. So what I do is simply add the image to user, so that we delete everything at once, update, and we have the user image showing up and name and all. We can even show if I go user profile here, where we are showing the user tar. I'm going to be h4, and I'm going to put here what. It's just going to increase the time. So what I can do is refresh. So we have username John, and we can even say that string to upper, which is a PHP function. Save, go there, refresh, we have John uppercase. Now let's do this. I add another delete button here, and that's going to be another form. Just going to copy this and remove image, and I'm going to remove this. So going to be remove profile this time, this file, and on submit. So yeah, let's see if I go here, refresh. If you want, you can have another icon. So we have here user icon. You can simply click there and get this user icon. Need to put here. Alright, so delete profile. Now we are going to pause BR here for a bit of gap in between. Now let's create this file, which is going to remove the full file. So now we are going to check for just like the way we remove the image. So almost the code is same. I'm just going to copy and paste this, and I'm going to paste in here. Now let's see what we need to change. We are saying here if is set remove image. So in this case, this remove image is going to be changed to remove profile. So if this button is clicked, then what we need to do, we're going to check first, then we are going to include the database, then we are going to get the logged in user, and then we are going to say the query. We're going to change this to delete ID is this. Alright, if the query goes successful, we want to redirect user back, and in that case we are here we are deleting the image. Now we want to do this if the session image is there, so we need to put a check in this case. So let's do that. So it's a session image, So we say here, if that query, if this delete query runs, check this. So we say if, then we need to do this. So we're just going to put it here. Alright, so it's going to delete the user from the users table, and after that it is going to check if there is session. Session has image, it is going to delete that image. It is going to delete the image from the session itself as well and redirect back. Now we say user profile removed. Now this is a query string we need to return. If we delete the profile, we cannot come back to this page. We need to send user to the home page, and user will be logged out as well. So simply we are going to do this, that once we get, and it removes all the image, everything, we can go to the index.php, and there we can give the error profile removed. So here index.php, if success, we want to add the if else again, and this time the success is going to check for user profile removed. Also, if you remember, when we were in logout, we were doing the session destroy. We can use the same function as well to here. We can say session destroy right there. Alright, so if I go to the browser and refresh the page, now we have delete image, so I click that first. We are removing the image, and we can still set the image again. So if I go image, update, we have a new image set here. If I say delete profile, we are logged out to the main page. User profile deleted successfully. If I go to the directory user image, we do not have the image. Image is deleted. So we are successfully doing that. So if you now user have to log in, and I'll do all that. I hope you like this video. In the next video we'll see what more can be done, and we will see some advanced feature in PHP. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
And our goal is not in